Hi students, Ms. Bird here. Today in this lecture we're going to be answering the question, who was Hammurabi and what was the Code of Hammurabi? So Mesopotamia wasn't exactly a very peaceful place to live. The city-states would constantly fight with each other and have battles and wars trying to take each other over. And of course, while Sargon was alive, he was able to unite all of Mesopotamia into one empire and maintain some sort of control. But remember, the way he did that was through a military dictatorship. So the people of Mesopotamia were constantly under the watch of these army men, and if they broke any of the laws, there was the threat or possibility of death. So that wasn't exactly a peaceful situation. And then once Sargon died, his empire fell. There was no longer one leader kind of holding everything together, one military making sure everybody's following the same rules. Now, there wasn't really a leader and a strong army to make sure everybody was following the same rules, so it kind of turned into a little bit of chaos. And those city-states, even more so then, tried to attack each other, and one leader would try and take over another city-state to try and gain more control. The bottom line there is that Mesopotamians weren't exactly happy overall because it was kind of a stressful life. There was the constant threat of some other city-state coming and invading and taking over. So some Mesopotamians would try and stay within their city walls that were, built to keep those invaders out. Some Mesopotamians would even try and move to a completely different place to get away from all of this violence. Pause, take a note. Well, then we have in 1792 BC, Hammurabi inherits the throne from his father, and he is now king of Mesopotamia. He was from the city of Babylon, which you can see is in the southern part of Mesopotamia, near Kish, where Sargon was from, and Hammurabi started as just the king of the southern part of Mesopotamia, Babylonia, which is so called after the city of Babylon. But after a while, he convinced the kings of other cities to swear an allegiance to him, and he had even more control over Mesopotamia. You can see here, that's Babylonia at the time of Hammurabi. That's all the area that he became king of. And Hammurabi was a very religious man, and he believed that the chief god of Babylon, Marduk, made him king so that he could treat people fairly. He didn't want people following his rules and obeying him as king just because he was king and he could make them. He wanted people to respect him and follow his rules because they were good rules, they were fair, and they were just. So he made the Code of Hammurabi. On this stone, he wrote down all of the laws that he thought were fair. And then he, had them carved into this stone. And this is the first set of written laws that we know of. And one of the interesting things about them is that they apply to everybody. Remember back in ancient times, there might be a different set of rules if you're a very rich person as opposed to a peasant in a village. Not to Hammurabi. These laws applied to everybody, whether you're a soldier or a farmer or even the king. Everyone had to follow these. So here's just a very, very small sampling of some of the rules on the Code of Hammurabi. So if someone cuts down a tree on someone else's land, he will pay for it. If someone is careless when watering his fields and he floods someone else's field by accident, he will pay for the grain he has ruined. If a thief steals a cow, a sheep, a donkey, a pig, or a goat, he will pay 10 times what it is worth. If he doesn't have any money to pay with, he will be put to death. So I encourage you guys to go and find some more laws that are found in the Code of Hammurabi and determine for yourself if you think that they are fair and just or if you disagree with Mr. Hammurabi. So there you have it. That's all for today. See you next time.